Studio relocated to Founder Square here at Mississippi's giant house party. It's the Neshoba County Fair. Darren and Jackson quickly said, are we going to end up with a medium rare, Gerard, today? I don't know. It may be well done, Darren, before the day is out. It's a little warm over here. We're pleased to welcome now Mississippi State Senator Lane Taylor, represents District 18. That includes Leake, Neshoba, and Winston Counties. Senator, good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Good to see you, Mr. Gerard. Good to be here.
Yeah, man. So from all accounts, just sitting here, looks like we have a great crowd, as we always do. It's a little warm, but people are dealing with it. I see lots of people walking around with the hand fans.
That's right.
This is a big day because we've got many of the elected officials speaking today,
yes, sir.
Speaking tomorrow. And we look forward to what they have to say. But tell us about how you got in, Lane, what made you decide to run for office, and what happened that allowed you to run and be elected there.
Yes, sir. But Neshoba County is my home. Matter of fact, I live about 1.5 miles through the woods. Okay. So this is my home, and coming back here today, it was an honor to I just gave my speech just a few minutes ago, yeah. So it's good to be back here to the place I call home. But, you know, Gerard, this area, this Neshoba County Fairs is, I should say the spirit of the Neshoba County Fair is one reason that made me decide to run. District 18 is very special. We have a lot of people here that, you know, different businesses, different faith organizations, our community, our schools. We just come together. All of District 18 is just a group that comes together. We love each other. So whenever I found out Senator Branning was going to run for Supreme Court, you know, it got brought up a few times. I thought about it a little bit. Me and my wife talked about it. We prayed about it. And we ultimately made the decision that if we wanted to continue making this a better place to live, that we would have to do something. And I think our way of doing that was running for office. And campaign was very short, as you know, and many of you listeners know. It was a short campaign. Senator Branning won her election. The seat opened up. Governor announced the election. I think we had a 90-day campaign, and right. I felt like for 90 days I was going from start to finish, but I really enjoyed it. I told my wife the other day, I said, if I could campaign for a living, I would, because I enjoyed sitting down. I mean, I went and visited people's houses, but got done with the campaign and was blessed enough to win, and here we are today.
Well, I have to say, that is unusual. You know, most of the elected folks, as I know you've talked to, they don't particularly care for the campaign. Some do. It just really depends on your personality. But the fact that you embraced it and enjoyed it, and, of course, when you're running for a district like that, you're able to go visit directly with so many. That's a lot more fun than trying to cover the state.
That's right.
If you're running for a statewide office. But so what did you talk about in your speech today, Senator? Well, you got the session coming up. It's hard to believe in about 5 months. You guys will be down there at the Capitol.
I know it. My first day on the job was a special session.
That's right, yeah.
So it was an exciting time. And, you know, the main thing I did today was thank everybody. Coming off the campaign just a few months ago, I mean, I just wanted to thank everybody, thank my family, friends, thank all the voters, the supporters, all the people here with us today. But I talked about education, having 2 young children. I've got a 4-year-old and an 11-month-old. I talked about education, how important it is to me. I talked about, you know, dealing with education. I was blessed to go to the Neshoba Central School District from start to finish, and I had some really good teachers, some good mentors, some that are still very close friends and supporters. I talked about the you know, just the importance of education. Yeah. And I also talked about, you know, what made this community special, why I wanted to serve. Talked about supporting small businesses. I'm a small business owner myself. I'm in my 10th year of business as an auction company based right here in Philadelphia. So I talked about the importance of supporting small business and our farmers. You know, here in District 18, that is a big, that's big business around here is agriculture. And so I talked about supporting them. And then I talked about creating opportunities. One of my goals is to create opportunities. I'm a younger man, and so a lot of my classmates back in high school, and they chose to leave. I didn't. I chose to stay right here in Neshoba County, and I was excited to do so because I love this community and I love this district. And so I talked about creating opportunities and being new. You know, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't have all the answers. I've got ideas, but I'm ready to learn. I'm eager to get in and go to work for the people that put me there. And I just want to create opportunities, whatever that looks like, create an environment to where you don't have to go out and seek employment. You don't have to go out and seek, different opportunities. They're going to be available right here in District 18.
Yeah, that's a good message, and I appreciate that because, as you know, we have so many great young people, and our universities across the state are fantastic, and we turn out these magnificent graduates, but they need a place to work.
That's right.
And so many of them seek opportunities outside the state because of the lack within the state. But the good news is we are enjoying some significant economic growth.
That's right.
The governor's hyper-focused on that. Legislature did well to craft some deals that made big economic development projects a reality in our state.
Right.
So hopefully that'll increase on that. Have you been in touch, in contact with any members of the Senate since you were elected, except for the short special session where you had to pass a budget?
That's right. That's right. I have, and that's one thing that I was somewhat a little bit nervous about. Just, anything is new, you tend to get nervous. And going in, I didn't know what it was like. I didn't know if it was going to be all sharp dressed and we had to form a straight file line. I didn't know, Gerard. And so when I got down there and they have been so welcoming. They have been so helpful.
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't be scared to say ever since I've been elected, at least once a week, I've had someone from the Senate text and say, hey, can I help you?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? What's going on? And they've been very helpful and just a genuine desire to be available to help me make this transition.
Yeah.
So, and I had a previous senator tell me that I'll make some of my best friends there in the Senate. And so those bonds have already started to form, and so it's been exciting to get to talk with them and hear their ideas and just come together and work as a team. So excited about that.
Have you had any conversations with the Lieutenant Governor?
I have. He's been very helpful in passing. He's texted me several times, just checking in and what can we do to help. His office is always available. His staff have done a wonderful job just coming in and just asking, not even had to be asked, just asking, what can we do, how can we help, so that's something I've been very grateful and thankful for, is just that their willingness to help and very welcoming. Lieutenant Governor's done a great job and just making sure that I felt welcome, included. During the special session, that was my first day, but as we went through, he would take time to step aside and say, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what's going on. So that was a big help. I kind of felt like I was just a fly on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
But him and his staff and all the other senators made it very welcoming and an enjoyable experience so far.
Your enthusiasm is admirable, Senator. It's the way you need to be approaching this deal. Going in, you'll have a full session, of course, getting kicked off in January. Are you hearing anything from the Lieutenant Governor or Senate leadership as to what they're going to be focused on?
I really haven't. Not a lot. We've spent some time talking. We were in D.C. I had the opportunity to travel to Washington, D.C. to a leadership conference there last week. So in travel time, we all kind of discussed different topics, and we talked about what could be going on. And didn't really hear anything specific. And I asked the question, and they said it's coming. It's coming. So I think the meetings are starting to come. This being my first session, I think be called into some meetings. I have not been assigned my committees yet, and I think that's where you get. I believe that's where you get a lot of your information from.
Yeah.
So, I asked some of the committee chairs to include me, and they've done that. So some of the ones I would like to be on, I have a question to be on.
Okay.
Some of those chairs have reached out and said, hey, this month we're going to start meeting. We'd love for you to come. And Lieutenant Governor thought that was a good idea, too.
Yeah,
so look forward to that.
So on the C-Spire text line, someone from the 662 area code area wanted me to ask you about the auction. What's that all about?
Yes, sir. So I'm an auctioneer. I'm an auctioneer, and that's kind of what I'm known for in this area. I've got a weekly auction on Facebook, so we enjoy that. I do a lot of estate sales, and I love my auction crowd. They're big supporters of mine and my wife Jordan. So my wife Jordan and I own the auction company.
Okay.
So, yeah, so if you're listening, we're still going to be auctioning. Well,
that's quite the art. So, Representative Lance Varner, my bandmate in the House band in the House, he's also an auctioneer.
Right. That's right.
Got one in the Senate, one in the House. Maybe we need to have dueling auctions.
That's right. I'm just the prettier, better looking version of Lance.
I'm going to tell Lance that. He's probably listening. That's great. Senator Lane Taylor has been our guest here at the Neshoba County Fair. Appreciate you coming on,
Yes,
Senator.
sir. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Folks, we're stepping aside for a break. When we come back, it's Congressman Michael Guest. He represents Mississippi's 3rd District. We're snap dab in the middle of it right here at the Neshoba County Fair, Mississippi's giant house party, coming right back.